Okay. Well, hey, y'all. Over here at the park. It's 7:23 in the evening. Uh, Had to take one of my son's clothes to get them dry earlier. And then he thought I'd go to Alabama with his friends. Good friends. I like the kid guy. He's a good fellow. So, we're going to take a walk and a chat in the park. Trying to make it 7 laps if we can. But we'll see how it goes. It's supposed to rain, so. But the stars are still. Some of the stars out. We'll see how it goes. Saturday. It looks a little cloudy. Yeah, that wasn't a star. That was a bug. The light reflecting off a bug, evidently. So, anywho, what I really need to do is get back to more Bible stuff. I got 1,504 subscribers, and I want to get more. Get more subscribers, and more people watching, stuff like that. But here lately, I haven't really done a lot of interesting videos, and I realize that I'm kind of stuck on certain things, and I believe what it was mostly, it was just kind of went through a little bit of depression there for a while, and it was back in October. Didn't have a job at all. Well, a certain time I didn't have a job, but things kind of turn out for the best, and the stupid thing that I did I shouldn't have done, but like I said, turned out for the best. And I got a weekend job. Good thing about that weekend job was I had like 3 or 4 days of training, and then I had to work weekends. That was it. I was like, look, I can't make $24 an hour, man. Come on, 24 hours a week, rather. And there was like 1 or 2 days. Sometimes I could work an extra day for somebody, or work longer, like a 16-hour shift. 16-hour shifts. Hate those. But I don't like 12s. But do it anyway. 12-hour shift where you at, you can't go inside of a building. The only thing you can do is just go into a break room area, and that's it. But you can't go inside or whatever. You can't walk in the inside. But this job I'm at now, they make pool chemicals, stuff like that. Pretty much I'm sitting there all night long for 8 hours. And if I get focused on looking at internet or doing whatever on my phone, and there's nothing going on, looking at cameras, time usually goes by like that. But if I'm sitting there and that's all I'm doing is just staring out in the middle of space, golly, it just rolls so slow. I'm doing good. Day's going good. And hello. Dude, it's almost over with though. Back in the old days, the Jews, when the sun went down, that's when your day ended. And when your sun came up, and then when the sun went down, that's when the day ended. Began and ended. Daylight, daylight. Not partial in the morning hours or whatever. So 6 to 6, pretty much. but nowadays it's 12 to 12. I mean, 12 in the morning, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. I mean, well, yeah, 12, 11:59 p.m. then 12 a.m., which is 1 minute later, to 11:59 p.m. to 12 a.m. Pretty much. I am at a park in Etowah, L&N Depot Park, and it's like a track you can walk around. As you can see, you got a bunch of trains and everything. So if you hear like all that thundering, it's not because it's the end of the world. It's because the trains. They're pulling trains. And it goes, whenever those links locked in, you can hear it all the way down the track. Way back yonder. Have little gaps. It's like a chain reaction. Boom, 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 boom. 67. What does 67 mean? What meaneth it? I have no idea. Oh. Whew. Little bud things growing on trees. These cherry blossom trees are really putting out. It's like right there, beginning of March, they started kicking out. Then everything else followed. Then the pollen. It's a meme. I don't understand how it can be a meme. It looks to me like it's a number. 67. So, I really don't know what to talk about. I don't really know what to say, really. I usually got a lot to talk about, but I just let somebody bring something up that they ask me. I don't know what to talk about. Things in my life, yeah, sure. Stuff about Amy Lynn Bradley, sure. Stuff about the Bible, sure. Stuff about other stuff, sure. I mean, I think I've done spoken as much as I want to speak. I was making, using Sora and ChatGPT to make an older version of what I thought Amy Bradley might look like. I just said, put her at 50. And she looks a lot like Brad, her brother. Or Brad looks like her, since she's old. And you notice her mama, Iva and Ron, they had the combined features of their mom, Iva and Ron. And Brad asked me how my job was going. I'm like, it's going good. Thanks for asking. Never had him ask that before. I thought maybe sometimes, not that he's in his own world, but he just asked me, and usually I'm asking him how things are going with him. I mean, his sister's been missing for 28 years. So, when he asked me that, I was kind of honored. All right, got lap 1 down. 6 more to go. Should have left these jeans at home so my son could wash them. Too late now. Still wash them, but gotta hang them out to dry. Well, here we are on lap 2. I can make good videos if I try. Well, let me just say, I can make videos about important stuff. I don't like throwing in a bunch of all that flashy stuff. I like making videos plain and simple, just the videos. Unless I really need to, I put like little wordings in them, little pictures in them, little flashy stuff, effects, graphics. Other than that, I don't care about all that. You know, I'd rather just be plain and simple about things, you know. Dress it up and all that stuff. If people want to watch it just for that kind of stuff, and they're not going to really get a lot out of me for that. I'm more of a simple type of person, and in some cases I might do that, but in most cases I don't. But anyway, I don't understand the 67 meme though. You're gonna have to tell me more about that. Tell me more, tell me more. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And, well, anywho, this job I got, like I said, sometimes it can be pretty boring. Sitting there and waiting for people to come in, trucks to come in, sign them in, give them their paperwork, stuff like that, make sure they watch the video if they've never been there before, the safety video, you know, and walk around. I do enjoy talking to the IT guys, the guys there that kind of are over the shifts and everything. At night, they work different shifts. So one week they work one shift, and another week they work another shift. You know, they alternate. You know, shifts. They work a whole shift for just one way, and then they might work that way for 2 weeks, and then they switch up to another shift. I don't know if I can do that. I'm partial to just one shift, third shift. But I like going. Me and one of these IC guys, we were having a conversation about. He was telling me about flat Earth, and I told him why I didn't believe in flat Earth. And he was using the Genesis, and he's a King James Version man. And I was like, yeah, there you go. But he was talking about the 4 pillars. I'm like, okay, I don't remember seeing anything about 4 pillars in the Authorized Version, King James. But I wasn't going to force the issue, so I just listened to him. And he commits to taking a plate and using a ball. It's like he had it set up. He had it set up for something to show somebody, but he showed me, and I'm like, that's interesting. He said, right in this, like the inside of this plate, that could be considered like the North Pole. I was like, that's interesting. But I was like, yeah, but, you know, and then again, the Earth doesn't have to revolve around the sun. The Earth doesn't even have to rotate. He said, I agree with you on that. I said, well, good. At least got common ground. Well, he was real nice and real friendly about it. I was too, and I enjoyed talking to him. And then I had to go because a truck might have pulled up. I need to get their information and write them down, make sure they seen the video, the safety videos, stuff like that. So I got back out there, went back to the computer, started looking at the camera, make sure everything was cool. So it's a fun job. Pay $16 an hour. It's a pretty cool job. But it's boring. Somewhat boring. Drive 18 miles over there, 18 miles back, 36 miles a day for shift for there. In the morning. It's 10 to 6. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like those hours. You watch now. I'll go over here and sit in my truck, talk to you. It won't rain. Let's see the weather radar. Oh, the rain ain't this. Coming out here walking. Third lap in. What was I saying? Yeah, I get to pretty much set up computers, stuff like that. You check things out. Certain sites you can't go to, of course. On third shift by ourselves. Nobody comes. I've had 2 or 3 people come one night, and then the next night nobody comes. So, like, there you go. Sitting there bored out your mind. You can read, and more likely I probably read the Bible and stuff. And that's the guy that got his truck washed. Just passed him earlier. Sit there and read it because that's what I used to do at my other job 8 years ago for like almost 10 years. Sitting there, I did a round every 2 hours, me by myself. Sit there just about all night in a van or a truck, every couple of hours. So go do a round, do a tour, check on stuff. And ended up reading the Bible about 5-6 times. Pretty cool. This is kind of what I prayed for in a way. This kind of job, to pretty much sit around but get paid pretty good at the same time and deal with things as they come. But the other thing about it is I don't get the exercise that I would have got. But I couldn't do that as much, get on the computer as much. Then I got more exercise because I had to walk. Right about now is when I really would have to be walking around the building, because back when it was cold, I was like, no, it ain't cold. When I first started though, when it wasn't that cold, I walked around the building. But before that, Amazon, we had to do divesting tables and stuff and making sure people didn't steal anything. And so we'd each have to do a lap around the Amazon on the inside. And so, yeah, that was fun. Wasn't too bad. I kind of miss it in a way, but, some ways I don't miss it. I just kind of felt I was kind of given the run around a lot of things. And I feel like I might have been taken advantage of, gaslighted. So I just, it is what it is, rather. But I kind of felt maybe I shouldn't have quit, because me quitting and then going to another job that didn't work out, I tried to get unemployed off that job, and I tried to explain what happened when I quit. That wasn't a good enough excuse for them. And that's the first time I quit a job in a very long time. But I had another one lined up, but that one didn't work out. But it is what it is. And I'm at a pretty good job now, and they act like they wanted me. So they've been doing so, and thus far they've been good. I'm supposed to be getting some discounts and stuff, prescription discount, free accidental death and dismemberment, and my son's going to be the beneficiary for $10,000. And then after 6 months of working with him, with an open enrollment comes another about 5 or 6 months. Then you can get all like that. So I think I'm gonna try to, unless something else comes up better, kind of like this, almost exact replica, but closer of a job. So, drive as much, even though it might be a little, come down to the lower wage. Unless that shows up, I'll stick with what I got. So we'll see how it goes. Get money here. I wish I was enthusiastic as he was running around the track like that. I don't think I can do that now. He runs like a guy I remember from church. No, it's like he ran with his arms out. Yeah. That's not bad. Alright. Get on number 4 here. 4th lap. Kelly Whitney. I don't think I do very good at running. I mean, I'd have to be a lot less way down as I am now than before. A lot less way down as I am now to really run around this thing like that guy's doing. And I just ain't ready for that yet. And of course I don't have the shoes for it. I I'm cheap about a lot of things. I don't want to have to go out there and get me a new set of shoes, boots, to run around a track. You know? So I just take it with a grain of salt and do it like this. Walk around the track. The last couple times I did it, had a little bit more vigor in my step. But right now I'm kind of taking it a little slower. And yeah, not getting in any kind of rush. 25 minutes in. Been re-obsessing over Amy Lynn Bradley's case though. But like I was talking about earlier in the video here, I was trying to make these Sora captures of her. You taking her picture and aging her to 50, middle age. And daggone, y'all, she still looks good. Like I said, Brad was asking me how things were going with my job. Like, dude, I wish I could find me my own Amy. Wish I had somebody like your sister. Keep me straight. He didn't say nothing to that. He doesn't like video AI images of his sister because, one, nobody actually knows if that's what she really looks like, but it's the closest thing to what she would look like based on the aging. But she could have short hair, she could have blonde hair, gray hair, more gray hair. She could be drawn down. I just, people say, oh, she's on drugs. You don't know that. You know, and she might have a scar on her face. She might be cut up, slashed up. Don't know. Maybe so. Anything's possible. But I just think that if they ever find her, or if she ever comes out of hiding, well, that'd be a great day. You know, for the family, for her, and for a lot of people actually. Put a lot into the case and everything. But time will tell. We're getting older again. I watched this thing on I think it's called True Crimes Weekly HQ. They make up these fictional stories and stuff, and it was so much aligned with what the Bradleys are going through. With Amy, a woman disappears, a girl disappears, and go to turn out her stepdad is involved in her disappearance and everything. After 6 years, she pretty much incest. He grooms her. She becomes his wife. After he divorces the mother, but luckily it's a stepdad. You know, not a biological dad, but still in a way that's still incest. Because I mean, if you've done it with the mom, and you do it with a daughter, yeah, that's still incest. Doesn't matter if it's biological or not. Then you're living in Puerto Rico, having kids by your one stepdaughter, yeah, that's pretty darn messed up, you know. And then I watched it was like almost 2 hours, and so the woman ends up killing the guy. So you know, that's what he gets. But then again, too, at least it's a fictional story, yeah. Not a real one. So Boy, I haven't done any of my sleep modes here lately. Have I? Used to have people come in there and watch me do that, do sleep in my earmuffs, the hearing protectors. I haven't done that in quite a while. Getting on number 5 here. Number five. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get home. Try to make it sweat here. Try to get a little bit more vigorous in my walking. See if I can push it. And go home and sweat a little. Sweat a little bit. Go home, take a shower, throw these clothes in the washing machine since they didn't get washed. Let everything out dry. It's pretty warm today. In my house, it was like 76 degrees. I didn't turn the AC on. I'm trying to get it 72. But I thought, nah, I better step it down. Don't push it too hard. You know, I had it like 73, 72, and then put 73. I was like, nah, cut it off at 74. So it's going to stay off and on at 74. And later tonight, I'll try to knock it down to 73, and a couple hours later, knock it down to 72. You know, because it's going to get a couple more days that's coming next week. It's going to get cold at night. It's like, daggone, it gets so warm, then it get hot again. It does it every darn spring. Number 5. No, number 5. Number 5. Well, yeah, it does it every spring. 67. It's a mean. Just really, I'm finding more and more, you know, when I got time to do stuff. It seems sometimes I got a lot of time. It's weird. It's like I don't feel like I got a lot of time to do stuff at home, but I get to work out. I got it some time. But when I don't have time to work, I think I got a lot of time to do stuff at home. It's like if I want to make a movie sometime, or watch or a video rather than a movie, or watch some kind of something other, documentary or whatever. I gotta get sleep so I can go to work. I do it when I get to work. But I can't really do that so much if I got to walk around and do a round. You know, like once a night we got to do a round. You know, and I just don't want to make it look like I'm burning up time and just not doing nothing. And we're supposed to be, well, I don't know if we're actually supposed to or not. The man said don't go to check at certain places, but the other people that are there, they do it. But he told me not to do it. He's a really nice, laid-back guy. Everybody there is super laid-back, super nice. You know, some I might question a little bit, but other than that, everybody's kind of, most part, laid-back, chill, what do you call it? Chill, nice. You know, good people. So you know, just be there, show up, protect the place. Put your little bit in when people come up, get them to sign a paper, get them to watch the video, give them their respirator, hard hat, glasses, you know, if they need it. Sign the name out, sign the name in, out, you know, and do your little paperwork, do your little round, you know, but they were like, yeah, you can do it if you want, if you don't want to, it's fine. Checking the lights and stuff at these places that are in warehouses, because if certain of these things, chemicals, get hit by water, they can combust. It's like, you know, they start to get on fire. So you gotta keep them apart so they don't burn one shed, doesn't burn another shed down. So, you know, gotta kind of look in the cameras to make sure everything's okay every once in a while. You know, and things like that. Not a hard job. Not a hard job at all. Relatively easy. Considered what I did with Mayfield, that was a harder job than what I'm doing now. Because it took me a couple of months to learn to do that job, you know. And once I learned it, it's like, this is easy. But it took me a while to learn it, and then to teach it to somebody else, they had to be there more often. They was like, we want them to stay longer to learn it, but the branch managers were like, well, we can't keep paying them that rate, you know. Like, well, tell them that, don't tell me that. I'd have to be this intermediate, go-between guy. I'm like, dang, why don't y'all tell each other that? Don't tell me, you know. So training somebody what to do there was a lot easier once I learned it. And but those times are over with. All they need over there now is just people to watch the boiler. Everybody else has to watch other stuff. Watch the temperatures of the milk. I bet you I could still go there even today. Even I haven't been there in a couple of years. Because at one point, it's like 4 or 5 years afterwards, they decided they were going to re-implement it and stuff for people going there and checking the temperatures. I think I felt a raindrop. I better hurry up. And getting $15 an hour. And for some reason or another, I said something other and they took it the wrong way. And they assigned me to another post. Not the client company, but security company I was with. Like, okay, what did I say? What's going on? Why are you taking me off the site? Got a couple of blotches of rain. Time lapse, that's pretty good. Yeah, I see raindrops on the sidewalk and on my head. I feel it. Raindrops keep falling over my head. Anyway, yeah, I like the old Mayfield. Sit up in a company van, 2 hours, almost an hour and a half, go check something, come back within 30 minutes, another hour and a half, maybe close to 2, you know, easy peasy. Nobody to talk, nobody to be accountable to, everybody trusted me. I've been there long enough. Oh, let's take care of it. It's like Norman Cheers, you know. Everybody knows your name. Everybody, hey, what's that going on, man? Everybody knew which was on a case. Then I had to end up training other people to help me out. And I had this one kid, boy. He got to be a smart ass. Woo! I don't know what happened, but he just decided he was going to let into me. And I told him, look here, boy. I was yelling at him. He got a freaking attitude with me. You know, and then he got in my face like he was going to do something. I said, whoa. Yeah, buddy. That'd be a bad thing for you to do. Worst thing for you to do. But I forgot what it was all about. He had some kind of attitude about something or other. I forgot what it was. And, but we got over it. Look here, man. Didn't mean like that, but don't get it wrong now. Not only him, but those grown-ass adults. He was just being stupid about, oh, I can't come in, I'm projectile vomiting. You're pretty specific of how you're sick. I can't get in my car, it's this, it's that. But, you know, got over that too. My boss had said I was being undignified, and I'm like, well, the dude was like, I was trying to just talk to him, put my hand on him. Well, you just touched me. You just touched me. I can't believe you just touched me. I was like, I ain't touched you yet. I'm just trying to help you understand. I forgot what it was all about, but It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. Even that young kid, I ended up giving him a broken katana because he said he was already interested in it and everything ahead of time. I ended up giving him that. Then there was like this dude that come over there before all that. He come over there and kind of did like supervisor checks every once in a while, and he'd have to fill in. And one time he said he couldn't fill in, and I'd have to work it. And I said, I ain't working it. Yeah, you are. I said, no, I'm not. So we him kind of got into it, and we had to go to the office in Chattanooga, and the boss man's like, yeah, you were kind of just egging him on. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. He's egging me on. And he was like sitting there kind of laughing it off. And then like a year later, he died, passed away. His wife passed away, and then he passed away. He asked me if I can kind of work for him because his wife got killed in an accident. I said, sure, man, yeah. And then he passed away. I'm like, ooh, heavy stuff. So, nowadays I try to be cool with people, because back in those times I was in my early 40s, and I am now 54, early to mid 40s I think it was, and so it was last time I had a tiff like that was like I was 43 maybe. That might have been 8-9 years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was exactly. But eventually we got over it, I think. And, but I do kind of miss working at that place. I really do. It was easy. I knew where I was going. I had access to just about everything and anywhere I wanted to go. With that job I'm at now, yeah, I can go anywhere I want to pretty much, where the car allows me to go, and they encourage it and stuff. But I'm pretty much sitting there all night, and supposed to watch the monitors and stuff like that. But but you can take and drag the thing down to the computer screen, fortunately, because other than that, you have to be watching the monitors like this all the time. The CTV, stuff, CCTV. Making sure there's no fires and stuff like that. Everything's cool. Nobody's in the maintenance shop doing something they're not supposed to do. Yeah, so that's all good. It's all good. It's just a little further than I really want to go. But I kind of, in a way, I think I did kind of ask the Lord for something like that. So I can kind of act like kind of feel like I was able to read my Bible more, and do stuff like that. But I think probably I'm taking more advantage of it than I should be. I asked the Lord to get me that kind of job, and I'm like, instead I'm like looking up stuff, whether it's about Amy Lynn Bradley or if it's stuff on. And sometimes I look at the stuff about the King James Version. In other words, I'm not actually reading my Bible. Stuff like that, and not actually doing what I really want to do. But those things just come and go. They kind of come and go. They just 1 minute they're here, and the next minute they're gone. So it is what it is. 1 minute I'm happy, the next minute I'm sad. Next minute I'm sad, next minute I'm happy. It's like I never can be satisfied with hardly anything, it seems. And here I am, 54 years old, miserable. And like I told Brad earlier, I said, man, I wish I had somebody like your sister, man. I wish I had my own Amy, who wouldn't put up with my crap but loved me just the same, and who wouldn't want to let me go but still at the same time wouldn't put up with my crap. Who would get me straight, and who would consider it was their lifelong job to get Butch straight and love him as he is and try to take care of him while he tries to take care of her, kind of thing, Is it? It is, isn't it? What's your name? Tom Regalis. Thomas Regalis. You know, that's my name. Thomas. I'm a Thomas too. And that's what Thomas means. It means twin. But anyway, it is though, right? And even being sad, you know, at times it's sometimes some sadness, and it's good, like you said, it's good for you to be sad. It puts things in perspective. But and to be sad without no hope, you know, that's bad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be miserable at times, I think. But you know that you know that you know that happier times are coming. But right now you're sad, you know. But things will look up, and you know it. But the people who continually are sad and they act like they have no hope and they're miserable enough to do something to themselves, that's people I feel sorry for, you know. And you have no hope. You have no, you know, it just, you have nothing to live for, you know. Even though I do get sad sometimes, I do know that, like I said, I do know that I know that I know that even though I'm not the best dad in the world, I'm not the best person in the world, I'm not the best child of God, and you know, I could be. Even with that, He doesn't judge me. He doesn't put me down. He doesn't make me feel bad because I'm not a perfect child. You know, it's by His grace. He puts up with me by His grace. You know what I mean? So, and without grace, we're screwed. Because God could take us out in a minute, or even a flash of a second. He can take us out of existence if He wanted to. And you know what? So many people are, right? You know, it's like sometimes the bad people in this life, they need to be taken out like that, like a bunker bomb, incinerating them. And some of them are. And the Lord uses those things to do that. And sometimes people are not. Sometimes people are evil people are left in this world to make more evil. But God has a timing for everything. He has a purpose for everything. Yeah, exactly. Adam Garrett, thanks for that. Well, I choose to keep most of it off my head anyway, so it usually gets around here, but it's thin right in here. And I'm not offended. You can talk about my hair all you want. I'm not offended. I was meant to be bald. And then baldness, you know, and kind of shows your head, shows the shininess of your head. It shows a glare, you know. Yeah, well, exactly. What here? And I have a lot of people say to me, he says, "I'm getting out of here now." I'll be like, "What hair?" I'll joke around a lot. I'll go ahead and get out of here so you can do this. And I'll say, sometimes I'll say, then I'll get out of your hair. Oh, it ain't bothering me. I said, well, I would ask you out of my hair, but I ain't got nothing to show for it. I mean, I do have hair. I have natural hair, but usually it's around here. There was one point where it was like really thick around this part, and it was really thin up here, and it was thicker right here, as if I still had that natural hair, but it's thin up here, and that started thinning out, kind of looking like this. Well, I try to be, you know, but it's like I was saying earlier, why try to be so darn sad about everything? There's enough in this world to be sad over. I don't know what I love. I mean, I genuinely love people, but people get on my damn nerves. But I know that to love God is to actually love people, because you gotta love people, you know. You got to forgive others. You got to let things go. You can't, just hold on to things. And it's hard. It's hard to do that. It really is. Genuinely, deep down in my soul, I do care about people. I love people. I think that's why the Lord put me here, to show His grace, His love, His kindness for other people. Maybe I don't do that perfectly. You know what I mean? But I don't hate people. I don't despise people. I dislike people sometimes. You know what I mean? I should preach. A lot of times I dislike people, man. I was like, oh my gosh. I get frustrated. I be getting behind somebody, especially when I'm going to work, and somebody be driving so damn slow, and I'm trying to hurry up and get home. Like, come on, will you hurry up? Get your ass up. Come on, hurry up. Get out my damn way. And some people, oh, you're a Christian. You're not supposed to cuss. Well, yeah, I don't say MF, F, or GD, of course, but I'll say damn and ass and crap and all that stuff. You know, the Lord has to deal with me on His own. I ain't nobody's problem but His. I'm His problem, and He deals with me between my relationship with Him and His relationship with you. Or anybody who doesn't have a relationship with Him, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But my relationship with the Lord is totally different. That doesn't justify the way I act or whatever. I'm not saying that, but it just means that who art thou that thou judgest another man's servant, right? As the Bible says, to his own master he standeth or falleth. But God is able to open him. You know what I mean? Who art thou, O man, that thou judgest another man's servant? Oh, I love that. I kind of wish I remember exactly where that was. Who art thou? Who art thou, O man? I think Paul said that. And as if sometimes when people say, yeah, I want to read the whole Bible, I'll say, look, yeah, I'm on my 8th time. And I pretty much am on my 8th time reading the Authorized Version of the King James Bible. And sometimes I have to kind of remind myself, okay, you know what? Matter of fact, too, it rained just a little bit, and it stopped raining. It's not raining anymore. I could finish up my 2 laps for 7. But anyway. Goliath? No, I don't know if it was Goliath. I don't think Paul even knew Goliath back then. This is way after Goliath. Or Paul's way after Goliath. I try to be a good dad. My son's 23 years old. He'll be 24 in November. So he wants to go to this camp. It's like a missionary type of camp, And what it is, he'll get... And I guess I kind of understand what he wants to do now. But he feels like he wants to serve the Lord doing this and everything. But I'm like, it's not really wise, son, to do it. But the more he says it, the more I kind of get it and understand now. But the church he's going to, it's like almost like a mega type. It's not really a mega church, but it's like a big church. And I ain't into those kind of churches. But he is. But he feels like he's led to go there. He feels like the Lord's leading him to someplace. But I'm like, it's only 3 months. But they'll pay him $1,500 for those 3 months. But he's kind of given notice to his job. Thank God he did. For 2 months. And like, in 2 months, I'm going to go do this. So they'll probably have to try to find another truck driver to do what he's doing. He'll train with them. And then they could let him go. I'm like, son, if they'll let you go once they got the driver trained. Don't think that they won't. Oh, they won't do that to me. You don't know that. You don't know that. They'll do it. They'll probably do it. And then you're going to go, and you got to have something to do between the time before you go to that camp. And his friends over here are trying to give him a job working with them, do do stuff with change oil and stuff like that. They got their own little business. And so I'm like, what are you gonna do then if you don't have that? And so he's gonna go there for like three and a half months and do whatever, and then he's gonna come back. Then he's got to have another job again. And I'm like, the Lord will provide for you. Yeah, he's like, the Lord's gonna do it. I was like, yeah, he'll provide for you, but he ain't gonna want you to do something stupid at the same time when you think it's him calling he'll provide for you, of course. When you're down and out on your luck and everything, like in my case, and I need a bit more, need to be a bit more grateful though. Whenever I quit my Amazon job doing security. It's like the third time I got with Securitas, and then I quit because I got tired of the gaslighting. I got tired of the manipulations. I quit, but I had something else to go to. But at that night, I only lasted 5 hours. Something went wrong. I just wasn't feeling well, and I'll try to get unemployment, and they say no, you can't get unemployment because you quit your job. I said I didn't quit my job. They let me go. No, it's your job before. I was like, oh yeah, well yeah, because they weren't counting the 5 hours that I worked. It's like, oh yeah, okay, fine. So it was a whole freaking month of not having any income, just paying what I had to, what I'd saved up. Well, he doesn't need to be proud of me, that's for sure. I don't think there's pride in there. He loves me, that's for sure. I love him. But I think he provided for me in that. He was there in that. I didn't make the house mortgage payment, but he was there in it. And I kind of I'm like, okay, Lord, if you're with me, why am I not able to make the make payments and stuff? Because they're gonna get all nasty and they're gonna, and that's what happened. When I finally got in touch with them and everything, I talked to them, and they were nice for the beginning. Then they got all kind of, well, if you don't do this, you don't do that, we might have to do this, do that, and they got all kind of nasty about it. And then I'm like, I figured that would happen. And then I'm like, look, don't freaking talk down to me. I'm not somebody you can talk down to. Oh, I'm sorry if you felt that way. We're sorry. And they kind of like put them back in the track, and the lady asked me to send her some information, and I sent it to her. And Mr. Holliday, you did not. I'm not going to argue with Mr. Holliday. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. I said, ma'am, I did. And I looked at the email again, and what it was, I missed one letter in her email, and that's what did it. I said, okay, I sent it to you, but it was the wrong email address because I put the letter was different in your name. Oh yeah, well that can happen. I'm sorry, Mr. Holliday. I was like, yeah, now you're sorry. Now you're gonna be all nice with me because it was a misunderstanding. And in a way, like I said too, I understand you gotta love people because that could have been a process of where she's going through these people. She has to deal with a bunch of people every single day of her job, to where the people who really don't want to pay, who don't give a crap, who'd rather care less. But it's not like I don't want to pay. It's not like I don't give a crap. But for really my house, to me, is there so much work that really needs to be done to it that I just ain't got the money to really do it. You know, and whether I have the money before or whether I had it 10 years ago or 10 years from now, I don't know. I got $32,000 on my house, and first of all, it was 28. I had it refinanced, and then I got 45, so I took some money and did some other stuff with it, and now I got it down to 32. I got it down $13,000 down, and this was been 7 or 8 years ago since I refinanced it. So I should be way down. I should be further down than that. I should be back to at least on 23,000 or whatever. But getting this loan thing, and they'll take the whatever you missed and attach it to the end, loss mitigation, and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, going out, and it's like making it look like I got to pay all that in one day. 7 or 8 loan payments that I missed all in one day. over $2,000 for a payment on one day at the end of the term in 2032, I think it was. It's like, shoot. I don't even know if I'm going to even be around then. I might die. And in a lot of ways, that'd be good for me. You know, I won't know that I'm dead until the Lord come back. My pronouns? What are my pronouns? I don't have pronouns. I don't get in that kind of thing like those people do. I'm me. I'm a guy. I'm a male. I'm butch. I'm a masculine. What list? What list was I on? Was I on Santa's naughty list? Good, because I don't believe in Santa Claus. I believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe in Santa Claus. Was that bad? Share with your audience. Share with your audience. I was on the list, eh? Yeah, I think the rain decided to stop, but usually, well, yeah, it's picking up just a little bit now, so I may have spoke too soon. That's what it usually does. You have like a little band of rain, then you have a little wall of wind, then a band of rain, then a wall of wind. But I got 5 laps in. That's better than 0. And I can kind of feel that little callus at the bottom of my darn second toe there. It just kind of, it's like a little knot, almost like a callus or something. It's not quite a corn or anything, but it's like a real tough piece of skin that's like a callus. And I got them underneath both of my second. It's like, if this is your big toe right here, then this is your second toe. It's like right there on my foot. I mean, counting, you know, if I had my feet, if I could show you my feet, that is to say. So if you haven't subscribed to me, y'all do subscribe, and I promise I'll be making some better content or what have you, and at least I'll try. And yeah, I got an apple I can eat. Got it in my there. Got my little snack thing here. Here it comes. Here comes the rain. There we go. My son's in Alabama. Going to Alabama. So I am here. I need to get on home though and let my dog out. Let him go pee pee. I need to put my clothes up. Get them ready for Monday night. My work clothes for Monday night. Yeah, buddy. Mm. I love a nice, good, warm, juicy apple. Especially these when they're nice and warm. Well, I thought about going out there and doing two more, but it's kind of coming off and on, so I'm sure it's going to get here. It's going to kind of let down here pretty soon. So I'm going to get off here, and I thank y'all for watching. However many there might have been of you. Appreciate your advice, whether bad or good. Mm. You could have been watching anybody else's channel, but you come on mine, so I hope I've said or done something other that's worthy of giving God the glory for you watching me. So with that, I'm going to say, oh, wow. See y'all later.